Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Classic Album Rewind, the show we're doing each and every day throughout the month of June. It may even continue a little longer, we'll see. Where we take a look at a classic album from a classic band that probably gets overshadowed a little bit by the classic older sibling that came before it. Or in this case, the two older siblings that came before it. I'm talking about an album that came out December 9th, 1977, recorded at the Cenacle in Armonk, New York, and the record plant in New York City, released on Columbia, produced by Jack Douglas and the band. Of course, we're talking about Draw the Line from Aerosmith. All right, of course, this comes hot on the heels of what many consider their finest moment, Rocks, Toys in the Attic before that, right? So coming, after two pretty splendid, pretty legendary albums from the band, this album, of course, released during a time of, the band really slipping into addiction and all sorts of problems happening within the band. They're arguing amongst themselves. Most of the guys are strung out on something or another, having a hard time writing stuff in the studio, and getting songs together. But sometimes, as we've seen plenty throughout the 70s, throughout this era, problems with the band occasionally, maybe sometimes more than occasionally, do bring good results. And I think that is the case here, where, the band is so deep into their demons that some pretty good music came out of it. And arguably with this band, when they got rid of all the addictions, maybe their music wasn't quite as interesting. How many times have we talked about that over the years, right? But I like this album because this album does not contain all those big hits from the two previous albums. But I think that's one of the great things about it. I think this is a really gritty, heavy album. In fact, it might be one of their heaviest when you really listen to it. There's some just killer guitar riffs on this album. It's not a very commercial album, other than, a couple songs, that have some nice hooks and whatnot. This is just a good, heavy rockin' Aerosmith album. It's not heavy metal, but there's plenty of metallic, gritty, bluesy hard rock riffing throughout this. You got Tyler screeching up a storm. I always like this album. I think it's one of their better albums. For me, it's easily a top 5 album, right? So it starts off with, of course, that classic title track, Draw the Line. Excellent song. From there, you got I Want to Know Why. There's a underpinning of kind of bluesy funk throughout this album, which I really dig. Comes through on that song. Next up, Critical Mass. Again, Whitford and Perry's riffs all over the place. Good grooves, great vocals. Again, the kind of raunchy, bluesy hard rock that the band is known for. Then you got Get It Up. Get It Up, killer song. Groove to die for. Again, is it funk? Is it blues rock? Is it hard rock, proto metal? It's kind of all those things rolled up into one. Get It Up is a fantastic song, one of my go-to tracks on this album. And then you get Bright Light Fright, all right, written by Mr. Perry, does lead vocals on it as well. Pretty cool song. All right, that finishes up side one, a very heavy-hitting, fast-moving side one. No track eclipsing 5 minutes, right? So you get 3-4 minutes tops. Bright Light Fright is 2 and change, so pretty quick. Then we've got some really good stuff also on side two. Kings and Queens kicks things off. Kings and Queens probably, out of all the tracks on this album, a little bit different than all the rest. It's hard rocking, but it's got that amazing kind of weaving, majestic, melodic chorus, right? Great song. Easily a top 10 Aerosmith song for me. Kings and Queens, fantastic. From there, you got The Heavy, The Hand That Feeds. Again, such a raunchy vibe on this song and every song on this album. Really good. Sight for Sore Eyes. Again, those grooves, those riffs. Perry and Whitford are doing some kind of similar things with the riffs on a bunch of songs on this album, but that's okay. It's a very bottom-heavy sound on this album, which I kind of like. All right, Tom Hamilton and Joey Kramer really digging in deep. Sight for Sore Eyes, excellent song. written by Tyler Perry. David Johansen helps out on that one. And then you've got, finishing off the album, you've got Milk Cow Blues, which, not your standard blues track. No, of course not, because this is Aerosmith we're talking here. Really heavy, just absolutely dirty, raunchy, bluesy riffing and soloing on this song. Killer track. Again, this is written by Kokomo Arnold. Don't know who that is. Very cool song, though. Probably like an old blues person, I guess. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Kokomo Arnold. Great song, however. Finishes off the album in bluesy hard rock fashion. Killer stuff. Not a weak track, in my opinion. Maybe you might say, well, this isn't, nothing on here, save for a couple songs, is top shelf Aerosmith. I might agree with you there. However, what I love about this album is this album still sounds fresh, because it was, if you're someone who grew up on, FM rock radio like I did, nothing on here was overplayed. This is like, when I play this album, it's kind of like, even though I've listened to it a lot in my life, was never on heavy rotation, not something that was played all the time. You don't have a ton of songs on here that the band played live all the time. Just really strong, gritty, heavy Aerosmith at a time where, things are kind of crazy in the Aerosmith camp. And like I said, same thing with Night in the Ruts. Two really strong albums that I think all these years later, maybe back in the day, a lot of people were saying, well, Draw the Line, Night in the Ruts, not quite as strong as Rocks and Toys in the Attic, or even the first two albums, kind of signaling the downfall of the band. But, all these years later, you listen to both these albums, really good. And I think my love for both Night in the Ruts and this album has really increased in more recent times, like the last couple of decades, easily. So, so this is my classic album rewind for the day. Draw the Line from Aerosmith. It's probably not the out-and-out classic that this one is, but it holds up really well, I think. If you're just looking for a rockin' good time with Aerosmith, can't go wrong here. Draw the Line, I Want to Know Why, Critical Mass, Get It Up, Bright Light Fright, Kings and Queens, A Hands That Feed, Sight for Sore Eyes, Milk Cow Blues. Raunchy rock and roll throughout, from Tyler Perry, Whitford, Hamilton, and Kramer. Good stuff. So curious to see what your guys' thoughts are on this little gem right here. It is our classic album rewind for today. If you haven't listened to this album ever, now's your chance to go check it out and kind of see what I'm talking about. Report back if you are a fan and perhaps haven't listened to it in a while. Time to hit that rewind button. Check it out all over again. That's your assignment for today. Everybody pull out Draw the Line, give it some love, and post your feedback in the comments below. And visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Speaking of all the damn time, we've got the T-shirt creation is in the works. That should be available in the merch store very soon, along with Chris Allo's I Got the Olds. All right. And another one. We've decided to do a third one. So if you're a fan of Ryan Scow's very recent, very cool, more will than skill statement, that's coming on a shirt as well. So we got 3 of them for you. That'll be available in the merch store imminently. So as always, check out the link below for our merch page. Go check out all the cool stuff we have available. T-shirts and hoodies and hats and caps and stickers and mugs and all that kind of good stuff for various shows on the channel, as well as my other channel, Comic Book Geezers. And please be sure to go over to Comic Book Geezers and give that some love and hit the subscribe button there too, right? We're trying to build up that channel as well. And if you watch this show on a regular basis here on Sea of Tranquil and you haven't subscribed, please click on that subscribe button and please click on that notification bell. I get all sorts of people asking, it's like, Pete, I don't know how I missed this video. When are you going to do a video on this? Well, if you click on the notification bell, you'll get an email every time we post something, so you won't miss anything, right? So please do that. Please use the playlist. Please use the search function on the channel. So many people keep asking, when are you going to do a show on this? How about doing a show on this? How about you search first and look, because we've been on here 7 years, guys. There's thousands of videos on here. I've covered a lot of ground. There's still more to come, but do the search first. Check and see what we got. We got a lot of great old content on here. So, so what's coming up on the channel? So today is Wednesday. So, of course, we've got periodically throughout the day, you've got some new album reviews coming up. We've got the new Styx, the new Nad Sylvan, the new Big Train. I'm pretty sure that's what you're going to get today. So there'll be more stuff coming up next week. Hopefully next week we can get the new Halloween in and the new Sirathungal and whatever else we've got cooking. So that's coming up for next week. Tomorrow is the Monsters Den. So we got Chris Allo, Rich Catino, and myself ranking our top 5 David Cronenberg horror films. So that's coming up tomorrow. In addition, Friday morning at the Funhouse with Martin Popoff and myself, we are going to do part 2 of our first in, last out album comparisons. So taking a look at bands who are pretty much done. And we're going to look at the first album they ever released and the last album they ever released. Remember, the concept is the band is pretty much done. They're not recording anymore as a recording outfit, or maybe in general, they have ceased to exist. So we're going to take a look at what the first thing they ever did and the last thing they ever did, and see how they kind of compare. So we've got five more choices for you on that. I think it's 5. Is it 5 or 10? I don't remember, something like that. And that'll be Friday morning. And then we got some cool stuff coming up this weekend. So we have coming up on, oh boy, is it Saturday? I believe it's Saturday. We've got Andy Edwards from the UK, drummer extraordinaire. A lot of cool bands he's been in, along with Sean Tonar, along with George Lemie, both guys from In the Prague Seat. We're going to be ranking our top 5 favorite Billy Cobham solo albums for all you drum fans and fusion fans. Do not miss that one. And in addition, we've got 2 of my guys from the UK, Simon Braid, Stephen Reed, and myself. We're going to rank the albums of Survivor. That is also happening this weekend, and also trying to reschedule some time with Lynn Versace so we can rank the catalog of the Steve Morse Band as well as top 10 songs of ABBA. So that's also coming up on the channel, and a lot more cool stuff. So stay tuned for all that and more. In addition, every day throughout June, and possibly a little longer, we're going to give you more classic album rewinds. I've actually enjoyed doing this series immensely, so it may continue a little bit, or we may pick it up again in August and do something different in July. We'll see. I've got some other cool ideas for July and August as well. So a lot of stuff going on here, guys. So thanks for watching. And if you want to make a channel donation, the link to the Ko-Fi page is below as well. And I thank you for all that and much, much more. Thanks for watching, everybody. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we are on YouTube all the damn time. I think I said that already, but I'm saying it again because we literally are here all the damn time. Thanks for watching. See you real soon, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.